यो हाय देयर गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल बैट सेट। तो आज हम फिर से खेलने जा रहे हैं गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट। तो आज हम फिर से करने जाएंगे एक आर्कोन क्वेस्ट। तो पिछले बार क्या हुआ था ये मैं आपको बता देना चाहूँगा कि पिछले बार हुआ क्या था कि हम मतलब टाइम लूप में फंस गए थे। बेसिकली टाइम लूप नहीं था, एक्चुअली हमारे जो कान पे लगा हुआ था एक आकाश टर्मिनल करके, उसने मतलब जो सेजस है यहाँ के मतलब बड़े बड़े लोग हैं, उन्होंने हमारे साथ मतलब हमें सपने में फंसा रही थे एक तरह से बोले तो आप उसके बारे में अब हम वहाँ से निकले तो उसके आगे अब क्या होगा, कंटिन्यूएशन होगी। यो क्वेस्ट चालू हो गया, लेट्स गो। कैथरीन से मुलाकात पहली बारी में।
Astra Abyssosque. We meet again, you two.
ये एट एस्ट्रा
Hi,
अबिसोस।
Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? How about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
वाह, क्या वो कमीशन है?
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
भाई ये क्या हो गया इसको? भाई कैथरीन तो कैथरीन ही है ना?
That's not any better.
Isn't that just ask for a beating भाई?
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some
पक्का ये
interesting
कैथरीन नहीं
reactions as
बता सकता
well.
यार, कौन है ना 15 साल से ही लगता है।
Hyman's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
You are Nahida, right?
Was it so obvious?
भाई
I was
आर्कोन में
hoping
देखो
you'd
मुझे
actually
नहीं
take one of
उसमें भी
those
क्लास में।
commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Hyman just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yeah,
say paid her a visit right after I woke up.
पिछले जब हम मिले
She
तो
was
मैं
resting
मरने
at
के
the
हाथ में
time.
थे।
But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
अरे ये तो मेन चीजें तो भूल ही गए थे उन्हें, तो हमें मतलब वो टाइम लूप में फंसाने की कोशिश की थी।
Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival.
वही
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities.
ड्रीम्स, एम्प्टीनेस, डिसेप्शन। तो हमारा आर्कन क्वेस्ट चैप्टर 3 चालू हो चुका है गाइस। तो हमें मतलब सेजेस को मतलब पता लगाने में, इन्वेस्टिगेट करने की वो क्या करना चाहता है असली में, क्योंकि भाई ये पता नहीं कुछ तो कर रहे बड़ा चीज जिसकी वजह से मतलब हम भी कुछ हो सकता है हमारे हमें और पूरे ये मेरे से को खतरे में डाल सकते हैं, भरोसा नहीं है। We could grab someone close to the sages and question them. सेजेस के लिए स्टूडेंट को थोड़ी बता जाएगा, मैं बोलता हूँ मतलब क्लोज है सेजेस किससे रहना पड़ेगा।
Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences.
ये भी है।
After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
ये वही तो बोला, वही मेन वही है ना। तो पोजेस की फिगर
I've already tried that.
तो क्या
But all
करें?
the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
कौन नहीं आता?
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of
उसके
the
साथ जब घूमती
Academia?
रहती है वो उसका नाम
We
है।
ran
अच्छा
into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated
हाँ वो
itself.
जो बुड्ढे के साथ थी
You
ना,
can say we're old
जो बुड्ढा जो नीलो को
enemies by
सुनाता था
now.
कोई।
Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
हाँ सतारिया कोई बड़ा आदमी समझ गया
She was
मतलब
chosen by the
औरत
sun.
है आदमी सॉरी।
Right?
अच्छा तो सतारिया जब वो रेगिस्तान से आई है।
She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Sound exactly like the person we need.
Let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors
ठीक
there.
है ठीक है, चलो भाई चलो। देखिए इनसे बात करवाएंगे, इनके अभी सबसे बात करके मतलब वही सटारिया के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं ना कि क्या करना, क्या उसे पसंद है क्या नहीं पसंद है।
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
बहुत सवारी पे विश्वास
So
रखती है।
should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria? No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is hacking style and key characteristics?
हमारा मकसद क्या है मुझे पता ही नहीं
My
अभी भी।
poor lost
ये बालक है ये?
lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate?
अरे बालक है ये तो।
The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able
ढोंगी
to
बच्ची।
show you the way.
ढोंगी बच्ची।
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
ना फेंक रही है।
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future.
उसे भी पता था भाई ये ढोंगी है करके।
Of course, of
हाँ ठीक है भाई
course.
बालक।
In that case,
उसकी बिल्लियाँ।
it would
अच्छा
seem
ट्रेन
that
कर रखा है।
Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
लिटरली मेरे साथ गॉड बैठी हुई है बगल में यार। हाँ ठीक है।
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect. of the divine.
भाई हमने सबसे पंगे लिए हैं भगवान से। ये देखो एक और भगवान से ही पंगे ले सकते हैं। डिवाइन माय पर्सपेक्ट्स हेल्प ना हम
Love prospects? No problem at all.
अरे बालक भाई क्या है ये देखो ढोंगी जी को।
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed.
ठीक है।
One who is fated to cross your path will appear on. Huh? So many
ये
people
भाई
will fall for you.
अपने खुद का हारे होगा। लेट्स गो। हमने खुद का हारे होगा भाई गाइस।
Did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so
मतलब ये बोलना
absurd.
चाहती है कि मतलब हमें मतलब बहुत सारे ऐसे मिलेंगे जो हमारे प्यार में गिरेंगे। लेट्स गो भाई ट्रैवलर भाई प्ले बॉय निकला।
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such,
okay.
there will be no charge.
ठीक है फ्री
Is
में।
that so?
Perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
जान रे।
Is this another one of... Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
मैं नहीं सुन रहा भाई मैं नहीं सुन रहा।
Where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore.
हमें इससे
A few
मतलब
years back, he fell
फर्क
from
नहीं
a
पड़ता
roof
हमें
and
इसके
broke his
पापा से मिलना है
leg.
ना।
Since
क्योंकि
he had
इसके
already
डैड
saved
ने
enough
सतारिया
mora
की मदद
over
की
all
थी,
these years,
जिससे
he's
हमें
just
जानना है
enjoying the
सेज के बारे
retired
में।
life
वाओ।
in Port Ormos nowadays.
अच्छा
Retirement.
तो वो अभी
I'll have
रिटायरमेंट
someone in
ले
charge
रखा
of
है।
logistics.
ठीक है भाई तो इससे भी हमें कुछ खास पता न चला। क्या है जल्दी भाई एक जन से मिलने के 3 जन का पहले पता लगा उसके बारे में। एक जन से भाई बात करनी उसके लिए। वाह
This should be our final stop. Sataria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
अच्छा
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to
इसी
Sumeru
में
to
इंटरेस्ट
study,
है ना। ठीक है
but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent.
ओके
But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia
अच्छा तो
after
हार्ड
the
वर्क
next
करे
round of
बंदी। चलो
exams.
ठीक है भाई।
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right.
ये
It's
कुछ नया
not
पता चला
usually
बेसमेंट
open
के
to
बारे में पता चला।
patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
अच्छा ये एम्प्लॉय के लिए बस पर
I see.
स्टाफ के लिए मतलब।
Yes, that makes sense.
As long as I can make it into the
अरे
academia
भाई
as
बनेगी
an
स्टूडेंट
official
भाई पक्का
student,
बनेगी ये।
I'll be happy.
इतना हार्ड वर्क करोगे तो बनेगी पक्का रहेगा स्टूडेंट बनेगी।
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
रायदा उसको प्रोसेस करेगी उन तीनों बंदों को। फिर उसको बोलेगी डिसरेक्शन के बारे में बात करेंगे स्कारलेट किंग जिससे वो मान जाएगी।
Best of luck with impersonating them.
हम क्यों इम्पर्सनेट करेंगे?
Best of luck?
वही तो
know how to possess
वही तू
anyone?
करेगी भाई, हमें नहीं पता था भाई,
That's
हम नहीं
no
करने वाले
problem
पॉजेस
at all.
में। और पॉजेस करने की बारी आ चुकी है गाइस, देखो हम पॉजेस करेंगे अच्छे से।
Here she comes.
ये
Sitaria's
किससे बात कर
here.
रही हो? एस्ट्रोलॉजिस्ट से बात
Let's
कर रही हो?
quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin
अरे
possessing them.
पॉजेस करेंगे भाई, आ जाओ।
As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
वो तो ठीक है, पर
I'm
पॉजेस
starting to
कैसे
feel
करेगी?
kind of nervous. Okay.
बड़े बड़े शब्द बोल रहा है मुझे, ज्यादा कहते हैं बड़े बड़े शब्द
Looks
बोल रहा है
like
मुझे
they've already
इससे।
started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
ऐसे शब्द बोल रहा है जो तुमने जीवन में कभी नहीं सुना हो। 3, 2, 1 पॉजेस। ये पॉजेसिंग टाइम आ चुका है गाइस। अरे भाई
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love.
आ चुके हैं हम।
Besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook.
अरे हम पॉजेस कर लिया गाइस, हम बच्चे बन गए।
Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
या दिस चॉइस।
Of course I'm
नहीं नहीं ऐसे नहीं बोलना है,
You were talking about troubles with your love life,
नहीं ऐसे नहीं बात करते।
I heard everything you said.
हाँ ये भी ठीक था, ये ठीक था।
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there.
ओ पता चल गया बिल्लियों को भाई। रुक जा 10 सेकंड।
Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is
अरे
something
को
wrong?
बिल्ली कोई नहीं, कुछ नहीं
I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh,
हारूत
what are
एंड
their
मारूत।
names again?
हमरूत तमरू तो बिल्कुल नहीं है। हारूत एंड मारूत भाई।
That's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they?
हारूत एंड मारूत।
So,
मारूत।
which fortune do you want me to read for you today?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects.
A mess?
फाइबर बोल रही क्या करे करके।
Well,
ट्रैवलर कहाँ छोड़ के आ
did you
गया,
a
पड़ा
reading
हो
on
गई
how
वो
long
फाइबर
it'll
तेरे
take me
सर।
to finish my current project at work?
वो फाइबर को
I
देखिए,
really just want to get it over with.
I hear you.
सर निकाल निकाल
No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth. The gods are asking, Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone?
ओह अब ये वो बनेगा ना,
Gods
स्कारलेट
really
किंग
know
के नाटक कर दिए
everything
ना।
I've been thinking about.
वो वहाँ की गॉड है ना, स्कारलेट
why
किंग वो
don't you
डिजर्ट का है।
just go home? The gods seem to be truly upset.
ओह
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
साउंड लाइक बताना नहीं बताना।
領域展開
स्कारलेट किंग बोल रही है ना।
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second.
फंस गए
The
भाई।
Scarlet King
अरे
passed
फंस
away a long time ago.
गए, स्कारलेट किंग नहीं है, फंस
Even though
गए।
news
ऐसा
of the
नहीं,
Scarlet
स्कारलेट किंग
King's
से पता नहीं ना।
resurrection has been spreading like
हाँ, हाँ,
wildfire,
वही तो,
it's all
वही।
just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How
अरे
can the
पर फंसेंगी
Scarlet
नहीं ना।
King still exist in real life?
You fool, you question my existence, ऐसा कुछ बोल दे तो वही इसकी फट जाएगी सही में। हाँ, किंग दिस मिस कैंपेन।
What insolence!
ओह इसे बोल दिया सही।
I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory
अरे
has touched
फाइबर को
even
सही
this
बोल रहा है,
city.
कर दिया भाई जे छोरी।
I will think very carefully
ट्रैवलर
about
भाई
his
कहाँ छोड़
demand
के आ
of
गया,
me.
उसे ट्रैवलर वाली बॉडी
Sorry,
पड़ा वो
I
पेड़
must
के
go
नीचे में
now.
कहीं पे। बच गए, पाइमन ने पकड़ाए थे फ्री में वहाँ पे। सोचो ट्रैवलर इसको झाड़ी के पीछे भी ले लेटा हुआ। चलो भाई अब इससे मटकी वाले को पोजेस करते हैं, आ जाओ। अगर भगवान के पास नहीं गया तो मटका मारेंगे, सर पे ऐसे कुछ बोलेंगे हम। अरे भैया आजा पोजेस कर लिया जाए तुझे। क्या के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? डैड के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। डैड को बहुत बुखार है, मिलने जाओ ऐसे कुछ बोलेगा, क्योंकि इसके डैड ने उसकी
actually,
मदद किया था।
didn't you ask me to help you
है
look
ना?
for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्क? ये क्या वर्क करती? गार्डनिंग वर्क? ये गार्डनिंग वर्क नहीं करती मेरे से। ये पहले इसका डैड मैसनरी वर्क करता था, तो मेरे ख्याल से मैसनरी वर्क।
Oh, right. Your
हाँ
old man's craft.
सही सही,
How could I forget?
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ।
Speaking of,
हाँ
how's he
यही
doing?
तो बोल रहा
Is he
हूँ।
feeling any better?
He is feeling a lot better. He can lift stuff now.
Huh? wasn't he nursing
अरे
a
गलत
leg?
मत करो।
If I recall correctly, his strong arms had always been his
ठीक है
pride.
ना?
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you'd heard.
Actually, while we're
भाई
talking
क्या कर
about
दिया रहा
him,
हूँ मैं?
is he still living in Port Ormos?
नहीं ये डेजर्ट में रह रहा
Yeah,
हूँ।
he's been retired there for a while.
Please write
अरे
him a
मुझे लगा ये
letter.
इसमें नहीं।
Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across
ये
Sumeru.
बोलेगा सही तो है
He has
करके
a quick
हाँ।
temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King?
I...
Scarlet
I'm
King
so
obviously।
jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert. Yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... You've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
इमोशनल डैमेज
Can't
करने
pick
की
a
कोशिश की जा रही है यहाँ
side?
पे।
Me?
अब तो भाई प्राइड पे बात आ गई अब तो।
Paimon had no idea you'd be so
अरे
good
भाई
at this.
नेचुरल है भाई हम। चलो भाई अब तीसरी बारी चलो उसको पोजेस करते हैं हार्ड वर्किंग उसको भाग कैसे तरीके से भागेगा भाई 40 वैसे मैंने ध्यान दिया ये मतलब सटारिया ये आकाशा टर्मिनल नहीं पहनती
As if someone was trying to
क्योंकि
preach
सेज
to
की
you
वो है ना
about
चेली।
something.
No, I've been spending all my time studying in the basement. एटिक नहीं होता बेसमेंट होता छत में नहीं है भाई इसमें बेसमेंट।
Oh, right.
मुझे पहले लगता था एटिक
Speaking
और
of
बेसमेंट
strange
सेम होते पर
things,
बेसमेंट जो घर के
I
नीचे होता है
celebrated the
एटिक घर के
Sub-Zerus
ऊपर होता है।
festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
ओह
Wait. How could you be aware of that? That should be impossible.
ये
Nothing
टाइम
in
लूप
the
के बारे में
report
बता रही है जो इसे
indicated
पता नहीं
anything
होना
like
चाहिए।
that.
Are you still failing to... You, who work side by side with the academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
ओके भाई
Please,
जल गई होगी भाई अब तो भाई
please
अब
stop.
बेचारी ये क्या करेगी भाई ये सह नहीं पाएगी ये दर्द अब सह नहीं पाएगी बेचारी इमोशनल डैमेज कर दिया सही में अब
Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
भाई कितना भागेगी प्रॉब्लम्स डिड आई पुश टू हार्ड
She can no
Nice.
longer justify everything to herself.
अब तो क्या है
She's
बोले
trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
अब भाई रैंडमली बंदे
This
से
is the
बता
most important part of all. Quick,
अरे
get
हमें
ready.
बात नहीं करना आता कौन सी किससे
Mercenary,
आती है?
you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Macha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
अरे भाई जल्दी
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
रीमा अरे इसका नाम रीमा
Heretics
है
are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
ये
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth,
अरे भाई
Sataria.
डरा रहे बेचारे को भाई
You
गॉड के नाम
tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise
भाई
Scarlet
इमोशनल
King?
डैमेज प्लस
In fact, aren't you
Regret.
the strange one?
प्लस
The one
रिस्पांसिबिलिटी
who still can't
इज इक्वल
pick
टू
a side?
तुम टूट जाते हो अंदर से
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
घर क्यों नहीं गई वही बेचारी टूट गई What happened to you, miss?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
It's not too late to turn back. You should follow your heart.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth.
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important.
अब
Serve
ये
as a form
पोल
of
खुलेगी
atonement.
सेजेस की, फिर हमें मजे आएंगे।
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
अब फाइनल लाइन पे लेट्स गो। अब वही हमारा मेन मकसद चालू होता है। ग्रेट, वी हैव फाइनली कन्विंस्ड हर। पर इसके सामने ही नहीं बोल रहा, हम ये सोच के बोल रहे, सोच रहे हैं।
How much do you know about the
Oh, ये
sage's
तो main
current
चीज़ है।
activities?
I was just one of the designers for the
पर ये
mass
randomly
dream
किसी को थोड़ी
harvest
बता देगी।
scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the
हाँ वही तो
overall
सेज इसको थोड़ी नहीं
project.
बताएंगे कि हाँ
I
इधर
assume
इधर
that
नहीं
only
बताएंगे।
staff with the highest clearance
बस
would
इन्हें
have
मतलब
access to
थोड़ी
those
ऊपर ऊपर सी
confidential
बात पता होगी, एकदम
documents.
अंदर वाली बातें बस उनको ही
I've
पता
just been
होगी।
working
हायर
on
अप्स
the
को।
Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city. And even the sages are
हाथ
slightly
अलाइतम की बात
wary
चल
of
रहा है।
him.
ये अलाइतम की बात चल रही है, मेरे को लग रहा है अलाइतम एंड आउटकस दैट इवन द सेजेस आर स्टिल वेरी ऑफ। डरते क्यों है अलाइतम से?
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks.
ये
After
हमारी
all,
जासूस बनेगी
I'm
ना
an
बेसिकली
assistant
अब।
to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of... One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha.
नॉलेज कैप्सूल्स में दे दे ना,
Let me see.
पढ़ लेना, फिर नॉलेज कैप्सूल बना के दे देना, हम ले लेंगे।
Let's use the most primitive method.
है ना?
Send
यही नहीं
someone
बोल
to
रहा
pick
हूँ।
up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The
ओह,
academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
कहीं और भाई आओ।
Don't worry about that.
आजा घर के सामने
I
ये उठा के
assure
ले
you,
जाना बोल।
this won't be a trap.
अगर
I'm only
पकड़ा है भाई
suggesting
स्कारलेट
this
किंग मारेगा
location
तेरे को,
because
ऐसा
it'll
बोल
draw
दे।
more
तो
scrutiny
पड़ेगा
for
ये
me to
honestly।
leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
Don't worry, the god will answer you।
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
कहाँ साइज डेंडर
The
को?
Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars.
बेचारे गॉड पे आ
Maybe
गए।
it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
ओह,
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria
let's go।
to our
हमें
side.
तो अपनी स्पाई मिल गई
The
गाइस।
traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise.
ना
Well,
हम तो नेचुरल
now
है
that
भाई।
we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
虜になって